Welcome, guys, back to the channel. This is just going to be my Hall of Fame thoughts. And, very good Hall of Fame. And yes, I do have a haircut. And I did get my beard trimmed. And yes, TKW wasn't, Friday Night Wrestling was not today. I did not stream it. And I'll just give you a rundown why. I took a nap, and I really took a nap for a good 3 hours or so. It was well needed. I was tired, so I apologize for that. Tomorrow I will stream it live after work, and hopefully my podcast will be up by then. I'm hoping. But to the Hall of Fame, Eric Bischoff inducted DDP to the Hall of Fame. I'm back and better than ever. It was great to see that. Very great to see that. So glad he got to do that. Eric Bischoff with the stories. All through the night, the stories were amazing. I'll just point this out here because I'll go along and tell you that I blocked a lot of people tonight. Just so disrespectful, man. Just so disrespectful. And I did a funny tweet. Yeah, you gotta laugh at this. After Eric Bischoff got done with his talking, I said, "Is Goldberg sweating yet?" Come on now. And I could listen to Eric Bischoff all day, man. He when he has a microphone, open mic, anything like that, his words are so good and everything. And so he was telling a story how, DDP would, basically, try to do his gimmick and all this. So, cigars and doing this and that. Then DDP comes out after he tells that story. And he's like, yeah, I tried to do that, He thanked Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, Jake the Snake Roberts, and especially Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, people don't understand, but I hope they do by tonight, that Dusty, he did a lot for the business and helped a lot of people start, as well as he did for DDP. And he just, the big part that hit me was when he was talking to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. He said that, he won't ever be champion and everything. But I just said, "What'd you say?" He said, "I won't ever be champion." He said, "What are you in this business for then?" So, DDP wrote, on the paper, "I will be champion in 5 years." And he did that in 4 years and 4 months, he said. Or it was 4 months. I forget. I think he said the 4 years. But that story hit me big time. And said, even if you have to write it down, your dream or what you want to do it. That was very amazing. They showed Mr. Roman Reigns, and I have to get this in here. People booed Roman Reigns, and it was funny. The biggest funny thing out of this was Sami Zayn laughing about it right behind him. That was the funny thing. So Jim Cornette was next to induct the Rock and Roll Express, and it was. His open mic, it was just amazing and everything. He was talking about this amazing stuff. Rock and Roll come out. And the stories and the way they presented it was amazing. These people know how to go over with the crowd these days. And I tweeted this. If you tweet any disrespect to these Hall of Famers, I will block you. You guys don't even have to watch this. And I love all these stories. So, this was amazing in its own right, with the Rock and Roll, Jim Cornette talking and everything, and Rock and Roll Express kept on doing stories, and you can tell that Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, and that aspects, them two, Sting, have done a lot for the business, and very, very good. And every one of these I really enjoyed, and this one was more funny and serious also with it. Next up, Steamboat, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat inducted Rick Rude's family. He was talking about how he was so intelligent in the ring. There's those intelligent ones, but then there's ones that stand out. Like, of course, a Ric Flair. Like, where he had so many battles with Steamboat. He said Rick Rude is another one of them. And, he really put it over a lot, and it was really, really good. Really, really good and everything. And I'm sorry, my eye is itching and stuff, because my eyes are really dry. So, and he really talked about it really good, about Rick Rude and everything. So his family comes out, and his son was very well spoken. Very well spoken. And I wish he would have been inducted while he was alive, but thank God you are now inducted to the Hall of Fame, man. Congrats to Rick Rude, and very well deserved. So Michael P.S. Hayes did a tweet early today, I didn't even see it. He said, just did a table for three with Bischoff and Cornette. First time Eric and Corny has spoken in over 24 years. Never been a table for three like this. I cannot wait for that table of three. So next comes out, this part was very emotional. Very emotional, and I apologize if I do tear up. Natalya comes out looking really good. She's and then has the perfect 10 Todd Dillinger gift. So Natty comes out talking about her really good friend Beth Phoenix. I apologize for the yawning. And talks about how Owen got them very, very close. And stories like that, talking about how Beth Phoenix came to fruition when she came out, was talking about how Brett versus Owen was one of her favorite matches ever. And Natty would say, how they would drive together on the road, talk about this, do their country accent, all this and everything. And you can tell that is very good, friendship and everything. And so she was great and everything. Eve Torres was there, she was crying. And Candice Michelle, Kelly, I do not want to miss anyone else, but I think that was it. Beth Phoenix comes out after all that, and crowd giving her a big chant and everything, big war from the crowd. And she was about to tear up and everything. And before I talk about this, I think this was one of the best Hall of Fame speeches. Not the best, or one of the best Hall of Fame speeches I've seen ever. Ever. She put, and when I put everyone over that she's ever worked with, I mean almost everyone. Some people I forgot that was even in the WWE, in the women's division ever. She marked down everyone Then talked about Mickey James, Eve Torres, Candice Michelle, of course Natalia, and it comes to Molly Holly. And for Molly Holly to do this as a person was amazing. She, gets in the OVW, gives them her first month. I apologize, first month or year. In tradition and everything. So, I forget who she said that she gave it to, but he said, you don't have to pay for the rest. She's like, why? Well, a generous person paid it off, and it was Molly Holly. And said that she believed so much in me that, she did that for me. And I couldn't do that enough. If I had anyone do something like that for me, there's no way. I don't think so. I just don't think so. Like I don't know how I could pay back someone that did something so great for me like that. Just completely amazing. And it just stories like this are just one of the greatest things that I could ever, think of and everything. She put everyone over. She put everyone over that she ever worked with, ever had a friendship with, everything. And one of the best things, I can't believe Lastly, she gets to, her husband Edge, Adam. Talking about, her kids are her most prized possession and the best thing that's ever happened to her. And she did say before that the best thing wrestling-wise was eliminating the Great Khali in the Royal Rumble to ever do it. And she talked about China, saying she was the one that allowed me to ever do something like that, and she was grateful for that. And big China chance after that. You gotta think she's going in the Hall of Fame at least in 2 or 3 years, because that's what they normally do. If someone dies and they put them in right after, it makes them look bad, honestly. And for them to wait, it'd be a lot better. And she was about to say that, and someone's like, hold up. So it's actually Tony Chimel. And you know how good he did Edge's thing. So he did that. That was very legendary, very great. And this was one of the best speeches I've seen in the Hall of Fame easily. And I Ultimate Warrior was a piece of shit. There, I said it. Don't at me. This was during Dana Warrior talking. So I did the at thing and then said blocked. I don't know what the hell some of these people think. And then someone replied he was a bit of a dick. He wouldn't be happy with who gets the award this year. Are you fucking kidding me? And the Warrior Award went to Eric LeGlan, which if you don't know and everything and you didn't watch the Hall of Fame, he is someone that played football for Rutgers in 2010, and he got a bad injury with his neck, paralyzed him from the neck down, and he's been getting better and better ever since. And it just, I'm a professional athlete. I was with football, high school football and stuff. I was in way better shape when I was in football. And that's one thing I am striving for. And I can't imagine the injury he had and him going through that. I don't know if I could be in his shoes, honestly. So I know how football can injure a lot of people. So I can't even imagine him doing that. Okay, so there is a tweet here. And WWE, thinking a group of people. And, she put over not only the past people, but the future, too. And someone replied to him, drone, drone, drone. She might as well have named all the WWE superstars. Drone. I said, drone yourself off Twitter, douche. Blocked. And this was a great speech by Dana Warrior. And Eric LeGland, he had a very, very, very great speech. And this person that was at the Hall of Fame, the people sitting behind me keep laughing at Eric LeGland. I said, tell them to go fuck themselves. How disrespectful. How disrespectful can you be laughing at someone doing their speech at the Hall of Fame? Really. And a person replied to that, they sound like good people. How do they sound like good people? He sounded like a bitch. How can anyone say that? He was blocked. I just can't believe how some people can be this disrespectful. It just... it's awful. So, he did a very good speech, and, hey, Josh Matthews, I was just playing around. I said, hey, it's the night of old dudes, worst night of the year, no one wants to be there, I'm not lying. I said, I got a hashtag for you, worst announcer ever. And, had to do that. So, JBL and Ron Simmons introducts Teddy Long. And I don't know if Teddy Long ran a damn mile up to the stage or anything. But dear Lord, he was sweating his heart out. But it was a great speech by Teddy Long. He was JBL and Ron Simmons was still saying the story, and then he related what happened. Very good stuff. And he said, Ron Simmons, if they want, if him and JBL want some paying back, I might have to put him in a tag team match. And that was pretty funny. And he said, well, if Ron Simmons, since he's retired, I might have to have JBL go against one-on-one against The Undertaker. And the way he did that was great and everything. And, so Kurt Angle time. This was when Kurt Angle came out. And they showed Chris Benoit in the video package. I'm not even lying. And I couldn't believe that. Cena came out to Cena sucks. Miz chants, look, let's go. Miz chants and everything. And Cena says, well, it looks like some of this crowd's fired up for this Sunday. So here comes Kurt Angle after Cena's done what he said. That theme is so ionic. Really great. And he did his Sexy Kurt. The hat with Stone Cold and Vince. That song. He did where he said, can you believe this person made the immortal Hulk Hogan tap out? Really good stuff. And he ended it all drinking milk. I don't think no one's had a ending like that and no one else will. That was the best ending to a Hall of Fame. He drank milk as the GOAT himself. Like I said, best Hall of Fame, in my opinion, I've ever watched. I don't know what you guys think. This was my Hall of Fame thoughts. I want to know what you guys think, and hopefully my podcast will be out tomorrow, hopefully before TakeOver. I'll be watching TakeOver. I won't be live tweeting as much because I will have to, my setup will be watching the Oregon game, which comes on about 9ish against North Carolina on my TV, watching on the network through the tablet for the half of the other show for NXT TakeOver. So I will have a TakeOver review. And just to give you a thing about Sunday, I'll be at a coworker's place watching WrestleMania. So my WrestleMania review might be late when I come back because he lives about 30 minutes away. 30 minutes away. So just to let you guys know about that. So if you guys liked my thoughts, and I really love the stories of the best thing. If you complain tonight and I didn't block you, you're lucky. You cannot just say, my God, 3.5 hours of great stories and great stuff. If you complain about that, you didn't have to watch it. It was on the network. You didn't have to watch it. Don't complain if you are watching it. But very great stuff. And comment below what you thought of the entire WWE Hall of Fame. And I think it was a very great class and very great stuff from everybody. And I'll see you guys tomorrow live tweeting for NXT TakeOver. And TKW live, Friday Night Wrestling live on Saturday. Alright, see you guys.